All is black around young virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sound, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, and love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. And Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Merry Christmas. I'm Al Pearson, and for a good while I've been involved with Upstreet, reading stories and telling tales and dancing every now and then. Shudder the thought. But it's been a great being with those children, and I really miss them. I kind of hope they miss me, but one day maybe we'll get it back together. But the Christmas story that's been around is retold, and every time it's told, I don't want to say it brings a tear to my eye, but they get moist. And so we're going to read a story today from a little book that tells it in a little different way. It's called He's Here. Everything was ready. The moment God had been waiting for was here at last. God was coming to help his people just as he promised in the beginning. But how would he come? What would he be like? And what would he do? Mountains would have bowed down and seas would have roared. Trees would have clapped their hands, but the earth held its breath. As silent as snow falling, he came in. And when no one was looking, in the darkness, he came. There was a young girl named Mary who was engaged to a man named Joseph. Now, Joseph was the great grandson of King David. Now, one morning, this girl, Mary, was minding her own business when suddenly a great warrior of light appeared right there in her bedroom. He was Gabriel, and he was an angel, a special messenger from heaven. Well, when she saw the tall, shining man standing there, Mary was frightened. "You don't need to be scared," Gabriel said. "God is very happy with you." Mary looked around to see if perhaps he was talking to someone else. Mary, Gabriel said as he laughed with such gladness that Mary's eyes filled with tears, "You're going to have a baby, a little boy. You will call him Jesus. He is God's own son. He's the one. He's the rescuer. The God who flung planets into space and kept them whirling around and around. The God who made the universe with just a word. The one who could do anything at all was making himself small and coming down as a baby." Wait, God was sending a baby to rescue the world? "But it's too wonderful," Mary said, and felt her heart beating hard. "How can it be true?" "Is anything too wonderful for God?" Gabriel asked. So Mary trusted God more than what her eyes could see, and she believed. "I am God's servant," she said. "Whatever God says, I will do." Sure enough, it was just as the angel had said. 9 months later, Mary was almost ready to have her baby. Now, Mary and Joseph had to take a trip to Bethlehem, the town King David was from. But when they reached the little town, they found every room was full. Every bed was taken. "Go away," the innkeeper told them. "There isn't any place for you." Where would they stay? Soon Mary's baby would come. They couldn't find anywhere except an old, tumble-down stable. So they stayed where the cows and the donkeys and the horses stayed. And there, in the stable, amongst the chickens and the donkeys and the cows, in the quiet of the night, God gave this world his wonderful gift. The baby that would change the world was born, his baby son. Mary and Joseph wrapped him up to keep him warm. They made a soft bed of straw and used the animal's feeding trough as his cradle. And they gazed in wonder at God's great gift, wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger. Mary and Joseph named him Jesus, Emmanuel, which means God has come to live with us. Because, of course, he had. He's here. He was there, and now he's here. God's Son was a gift to all. He was a gift to Mary and Joseph, and he grew up to be a man. And with his death, he was a gift to us for our salvation, for our hope. And we celebrate that gift every year with Christmas. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you back in church soon. Merry Christmas.